It is now 4:35.
You find the elderly people will be terribly penalized. They will be confined to their homes because of possibility of these passes being withdrawn.
It is a lifeline to people, and you can imagine we're going to have a terrible lot of isolated elderly people indoors if they can't get out with a freedom pass.
Now, what you're hearing there is some angry pensioners who are lobbying outside City Hall a little earlier in support of Mayor Ken's campaign to defend the Freedom Pass. It allows free travel on public transport for all the disabled and elderly aged over 60. Now, councils in our city claim it's a stealth tax and have tried to get Parliament to remove the Mayor's guarantee of the pass. But today, a huge coalition of pensioners, trade unionists and celebrities, including Sir David Jason and Michael Palin, have signed a joint statement to protect it. Our reporter Jonathan Tamayo caught up with the Mayor to find out why he's campaigning to support the pass and to ask him how he feels about his future.
It started in 1971 in a very small way. It spread to all London boroughs in 1973. Then it went on the tube in 1981. I mean, two generations of Londoners have fought to build this up, and it distinguishes London from almost any other city in the world where elderly people can get around on all the public transport and just have a reasonable quality of life. And this is such an expensive city. Anything that hit at the Freedom Pass will be a real blow at pensioners' income. The pension's far too low, and therefore you really can't worsen it. And it's quite clear a lot of the borough councils want to go to a smaller, nastier scheme which they could save some money on, and it would mean pensioners confined in their homes again.
And what do you hope today's effort will do for your campaign?
Well, what we want to campaign so that the boroughs recognise that it will cost them huge support if they carry on trying to water the travel scheme down. And I think the numbers that have turned out here today is a good sign that this could become a huge issue. We're just saying to borough councils, come out and say we accept that the Freedom Pass should stay and the Mayor should continue to have his power to protect it. That's what they're trying to take away at the moment. They don't dare say we're going to do away with the pass. They say we don't need the Mayor to have the power to protect the pass, but at the moment I don't have that power, then the boroughs will be free to start cutting it.
And what do you have to say to the London Council who's calling this a stealth tax and lobbying MPs against it?
Well, this was established by Mrs Thatcher. It used to be paid for by the GLC. When Mrs Thatcher abolished the GLC, she put in place this mechanism. The boroughs collected the money for it and the scheme was run London-wide, and that's all that's still happening. No Tory should be accusing Mrs Thatcher of stealth taxes.
And how does it feel to see so many people out here supporting it?
Oh, I think it's brilliant. I mean, the last time there was a threat, we had tens of thousands of pensioners writing to their MPs, going on marches, and I think this campaign will build up and up until we can save the pass.
Great, and then on another note, I know you've mentioned this before, but how do you feel about the Mayor's term being reduced to 2 terms of office?
Oh, I think it's outrageous. I mean, Londoners should have the right to elect whoever they want as Mayor. If they want to vote me out next year, they should be able to do it. But to be told by the House of Lords that I shouldn't be allowed to stand, we were here 25 years ago with Mrs Thatcher. And I think for members of the House of Lords who have their seats for life to complain that I shouldn't even have the right to stand next year, this is outrageous. It's the sort of thing you'd have in a dictatorship.
All right, thank you, Mayor Ken.
Our reporter Jonathan Tamayo there speaking to Mayor Ken Livingstone a little earlier at City Hall.